What's good? What's good? What's good? Hopefully, I'm coming in loud and clear for everybody. First stream and all that shit. Hold on, why can't I see my chat? I had it set up. Hold
What's good?
on.
What's good? What's good?
Hopefully, I'm coming in loud and clear for everybody. There we go. Yeah, there we go. What's good, everyone? You hear? Okay, you hear everything. Real. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. All right, so yeah, first stream, first official stream on the channel. I kind of got the bug, for streaming ever since I did the top 30 with Gambler and them. It was really fun. And honestly, if I'm being like transparent with y'all, I'm probably not going to be able to upload today, unfortunately, or not, or this week, unfortunately. Just life. Y'all know how it be. Just fucking crazy. So I decided, you know what, maybe I just start rolling out some streams and just get things going. What's good, Boruto Last Shinobi? What's good, Thee? Hype for the future, fam. I'm hyped too, dog. I'm hyped too. I think this is a good way to start, the new year. I feel like I went to, like, I don't know, just fucking take the channel to another level. I'm not like trying to be like a crazy streamer. I'm not trying to be speed or some shit like that, but I feel like this is just good. I feel like, I'm pretty active in my comment section a lot, and I think this is just another way to stay connected to y'all. Like, I do appreciate everyone who subscribed to the channel, and I think this is just a way to be a little bit more personal. Let's see if I can move my screen. No. Windows caption. No. I want to get most of the screen in there. We will figure this shit out later. It's my first stream, y'all. Y'all gonna have to give me some grace. But yeah, I'm down for all sorts of topics. I'm seeing Redop saying Luffy solo's all a fiction. I'm saying Luffy is outer versal by scaling. What the hell? Well, senior Stone. It's killing me. All right, let me just go ahead and get into it because I low key wanted to talk about JJK, but if you guys want to change your minds, that's fine. I just really wanted to talk about that Maki situation, bro. Maki packed them up like bad, real bad. Like, oh my god. Let me see. I'm gonna go here on Viz real quick. I think we start here. Bro, indifferent. Indifferent, no. Already, brother. Come on, man. I appreciate you, dog. This is for the last time you streamed. I could donate. Fuck with the content. Keep dropping, bro. I really do appreciate it, bro. Like, for real, I appreciate that. Like, like I said, like I really just do it for. I do it because I do this stuff because I like it, but also it's just like I said, like I'm really active with my comment section because like y'all are people too, and I mean I don't know, just it's just kind of cool to just interact with everybody. I need to fix my chat, the settings on my chat because right now all your messages, at least on the screen, is blacked out. But I do have my phone out, so I am able to see everyone's messages right now. So no worries. Okay. Yo, the Maki stocks are high. Sure, man, the son of Big Mom. Okay. Maki cook now, yeah. I don't agree with what people were saying about Loki and Shanks. Okay. Okay. Just so it's fair, all right, just for everyone who's here right now, we could talk about two things right now. We could talk about Loki. We could talk about Loki from One Piece and everything going on with him and Elbaf right now, or we can break down just the Maki situation. I'm down for either. I don't know how to make a poll yet. Let me see if I can try. I don't know if I can make a poll. Loki in One Piece, Loki stocks. All right, yeah, no, I don't mind that. I don't mind switching over to Loki. That's completely fine. So let's go over here to like that last fucking page. Okay. So Loki gets a hold of. Well, actually, no. Let's start with Harold. All right. Let's start with Harold. Maki first, then One Piece. Y'all killing me, bro. All right. I'm sorry. I already switched over. So we're just gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about Loki, Harold, and everything going on Elbaf. Then we'll switch things over to Maki. All right. I'm sorry, but going right into it, I think so. Me and Verdix talked about this nigga, bro. I hate Harold personally. I don't like him. I really don't like him. Like I was neutral with him ever since he ever since he like he turned a new leaf when he met Ida and stuff. But when he had that fight with Rocks, that shit pissed me off, man. That shit pissed me off like no other because like let me go to the fucking chapter. Let me go to the fucking chapter real quick. I think it should be here. I think it should be here. Legendary bar, yada yada yada. Kill Rocks. Okay, yeah. So like Harold knows that the government is fucking horrible. He knows they're horrible, and why is it cut out like that? Hold on. Why the hell is it cut out like that? Frick. All right, let me switch over to Viz real quick. $11.58. There we go. There we go. All right, so we got the fight with Harold. This shit is actually infuriating me. I'm not gonna lie, because Harold knows better. He knows that the world government is just horrible people, and he still just decides to run with them anyway. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because like I'm all for him, like reforming Elbaf and like trying to like link up with the world, but like the world government sets you up to begin with. But from a from a narrative perspective, I hate him. From a power scaling perspective, I kind of gotta respect it. I kind of gotta respect it because like it doesn't really matter how like if you think Harold is if they're equals, if he's an equal at Rocks, or if Rocks is if he's mentally nerfed. I've heard that argument. This wasn't an easy fight for either character. Like they both left that fight like really like, conflicted. Like you can see it on their faces. Like neither of them are happy with the result of their friendship basically getting torched because of the government's interference. So I mean, if you think that Harold is weaker, if you think he's equals, like it doesn't really matter. I think as long as we can agree that they're like relative at the bare minimum, that they're relative to each other. And I think what's like insane, like switching things back over to Loki, is that, you know, Harold got a huge boost in strength. Huge boost in strength because of Emu. Like, like the fact that Emu thought Harold was unkillable is disgusting. Like that is actually one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen, like for this entire Loki agenda. Because I mean, you have a guy who's basically on the level of rocks, and then he gets like, I believe it's probably like a more refined version of Dami Reversi, because Harold is, he's conscious of his actions, or at least more conscious. He's just susceptible to Emu's what's the word? Emu's influence. And you give a character like that, like just basically like devil steroids, and you have Gabon, a younger version of Gabon, and a younger version of Shanks. This isn't the Shanks we know right now, but it's still very much impressive that this guy is able to freaking tank two Conquerors hockey users at once. Like again, Gabon, he has some age. He's not as old, obviously, in the current timeline, but he's got some gray on him. And then like Shanks is just obviously, it's just a younger version of Shanks. So this isn't like, neither of them are, quote unquote in their primes. But the fact is like that's still a Conquerors hockey user. Like two Conquerors hockey users. Like what, Luffy's like what, 19, 17, 18, 19 right now in the story? And he's able to use like Conquerors hockey. So like no matter what, even if this is like a younger version of Shanks, this is still like really impressive. And let's skip over to a few pages from here. For Loki essentially to just beat the crap out of Harold is insane. It's an insane feat. Like no matter how you slice it, it is an insane feat. I know people are gonna be like, hey, he was Harold was holding himself back, and he clearly was. Like I'm not denying that. Like he's literally says it right here. Like I knew it. Like Loki. No, that's not the line. That's not the line I wanted. Hold on. Where did it go? Okay, here it is. Yeah. He says, hurry now before the control takes over again. So that, yeah, like Harold regained his control, right? So I can understand why people don't want to like hype up Loki, because Harold just flat out says like, oh, he regained control in the moment. But it was for that brief second. Because I feel like people are just flat out ignoring the fact that Harold sees that Loki ate the fruit and immediately goes in to swing at him. Like he's just like, yo, show me the legendary power. He goes in, he cuts Loki, he draws blood from Loki. All right. And then Loki just bitches him. he sends him flying. Not just like that's like a ginormous bitch slap. Like I think people really need to understand that is a disgusting ass bitch slap. Like yeah, Harold regained consciousness like after he started wailing on him, right? But in the moment, he was swinging on him. He had two weapons in his hand. He was dual wielded, and he just gets bitched. Like it's impressive, no matter how you slice it. Let me look at the chat real quick. Indifferent, but is that because he got Emu's powers or because he's that strong? I don't know. I really think, bro, I think it is because he is that strong. Because like no matter how you slice it, he did box with rocks. He boxed with rocks twice. Once when they were friends, and once when they weren't, when they were just strangers to each other. So I think it's legitimate. Like especially because like rocks, if we go into the context of rocks busting into Mary Joa, he did that solo dolo. All right, he went up to Mary Joa, pulled up on Emu in the throne room, and then, you know, he off screens an admiral, and then he gets the hell out of there. So he's trying to escape. He's not trying to have anyone get in his way. And then all of a sudden, this big ancient giant. Let me go to the fucking panel. Let me go over here real quick. What chapter was it? Which chapter was it? I think it was 150. 150. No, 153. I think he was trying in the moment. Atomic, but then like afterwards, like Harold, like once that first hit, once Loki landed that first hit, it's like Harold was his consciousness came back, because he was like, Harold was trying to hurt him. He was trying to take out Loki before like Loki landed that first strike on him. Let me see. It's like 11:54. Come on. 55? God damn it. Yeah. There we go. So here we go for chapter 1155. So these guys are clearly strangers to each other. All right. Like Rox pulls up on Emu, which again, this low key might be like the most badass thing a single character has ever done. Like Rox was gonna get his ass beat. Now that we know better, but Rox was gonna get his ass beat in that throne room, right? But this is still one of the craziest things ever. He pulls up on Emu, Big Bag Emu, by himself, solo dolo in this man's throne room. All right, no Gorosei in sight. The Gorosei are bums. All right, the Gorosei are bums. Like I'm sorry, they're actually like ass. Like how is it that this one pirate can pull up to your boss? Like your whole job is to like secure Emu's rule and protect him, right? And you have just random just pull up with a gun and a sword and just starts talking shit to your boss, like the king of the world. You are like, the Gorosei are fucking fodder. They're not fodder. They just suck. They just fucking suck. The whole fucking Gorosei and the Holy Night agenda, it's stupid. It's stupid. I hate them. But, you know, getting back on track, you go over, you see Harold, that nigga set on fire. All right, and then you have Rox and Harold see each other, and they clash. All right, and it's pretty much equals. Like I think we could all agree on that, right? I don't think there needs to be any debate in that. Like they're pretty much equals. They're here. We could go to the panel right here at the bottom right. Both of them are clearly, you know, they're clearly straining each other. Like they're straining in their attack. So it's kind of hard to say like, oh, one of them's holding back or the other's holding back. Like if you believe Rox is stronger than Harold, I really don't care. Like that's completely fine. I just think at this moment it's pretty clear that Oda is trying to show that these two are equals. Right? They're having like this huge clash. Like this clash between strangers eradicated any sign of others for 5 kilometers all around. Like I think that's a pretty blatant, like just showing like if Harold has to be on Rox's level to just be able to withstand that. Cause we see like I believe it's in Wano, actually. Yeah, no, it's in Wano. Hold on. I'm just pull up the example real quick. I've reviewed Wano so many fucking times, guys. I know the chapters by heart. I know every chapter by heart. I think that's really sad. I reviewed Wano so many times. I just know so many of these chapters by heart. So we go to 1037, right? I use this website. I like the colors. Like these are the official colors, so it's nice. Here we go. This is what I want. This is what I want to show to really highlight this. So Luffy is in the middle of fighting Kaido, and it's clear as day that they're having a clash right now, right? But the thing is that if you don't have relative conquerors hockey to the person that you're fighting, you're gonna take damage. Right? That's pretty much like what Oda shows right here. So they go, they clash, and then Luffy ends up being the one who takes damage, and he says his hockey's getting stronger. So there is an imbalance. So like Luffy can keep up with Kaido in this moment, but it's not like they're straight up equals. And because of that, he ends up taking like a damage in the process. So then going back again to Harold, neither of them take damage from each other in the clash. Why the hell isn't it? Oh, back up. But there you go. There you go. So yeah, neither of them are taking damage from each other in this clash. So they have to be equals. They have to be. Neither of them are taking any residual damage from each other. So no matter what, they're give or take on the same level. Like I said, if you believe Rocks is stronger, I don't personally care. It's not gonna ruin my day. Like Rocks was a lot more active than Harold, so you can definitely make that argument. But Harold definitely is. If Rocks is 100, Harold's like 98, 99, 98. That's the lowest I could give Harold. So they're on the same level. Jason, just stupid Jason. The girl saying Hoy Knights are Kaido victims. They low key might be. They low key might be Unlimited. They low key might be. All right, Wano is so ass. Wano had a lot of problems, brother. Wano had a lot of problems. Admiral stocks are stuck at the bottom now. I don't think so. To be honest. I think for like the average admirals, like like Kizaru and Green Bull, for example, I think that they're kind of limited. Kizaru, I think it's pretty blatant. I think most people agree nowadays that Kizaru was not going all out in Egghead. But Green Bull, we need to see more Green Bull. Fujitora, please invest. I'm begging you guys. I'm fucking begging all of you who's listening to me right now. Please, for the love of God, invest in Fujitora. Invest in Fujitora. Read Dressrosa, and just for every scene with Fujitora, and you'll understand what I mean. Invest in Fujitora. I swear, you won't be wrong. Oda will do us right. Invest in Fujitora. And then for like Akainu and Kuzan, no, those stocks are certified. Those stocks are certified. That's why I don't really understand when people say like the Admiral stocks are down. Like Kuzan and Akainu are literally like Final Saga certified. Those two are going to pop off. Like no matter how you slice it, those two are going to get really strong moments. So I don't really think that to be the case. I think all this is just necessary. Everything we're seeing now with Elbaf and the God's Valley flashback, I think it's all just necessary setup. I think all of it is just necessary setup because the final saga has to exceed what we saw in God's Valley. By narrative, it has to exceed it. Like, does that make sense? Like, it has to exceed it. When Luffy fights Akainu, Blackbeard, and Emu, we're probably getting clashes and just a little bit of a big move with big punches. I hope you're wrong, Atomic. Not in a disrespectful way. I hope you're wrong because I need to see some choreography. I need to see some choreography from Oda. Oda has been doing too many clash pieces, man. Like I love the guy, I respect his work, but I need Oda to stop freaking doing clash piece. Clash piece is actually disgusting. It's actually infuriating. Give me fights. Give me fights. What pisses me off, and I was talking to Verdicts about this. What pisses me off about Clash Piece is that here, I'm gonna go to it right now. I think it's 64. What pisses me off about yes, all right, the Demon Rocks fight. What pisses me off about Clash Piece is that it's 1165, I think. Actually, yeah, it's 1165. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. This whole fight ruins Clash Piece because Oda is showing actual choreography in this fight. He's actually showing they're swinging at each other, they're clashing. Freaking Garp and Roger are comboing off each other, and then like Rocks is still able to just blast them away. And no, bro, this is crazy. Like you get this clean panel with Garp, clean panel with Garp. Goes in, dodges up from the top up. He goes in, dodges. Fucking Roger goes in for a swing, slams him into the wall. Garp comes back down from the sky, grabs him by the foot, and slams him into another wall, just for Roger to come in right after this and slam him with a shit ton of hockey. Like, this is good. This is really good. This is really good. To me, it is. The problem is that it's only one chapter long, and it's more like half for the actual fight itself. It's more like half of a chapter, and that's so disgusting. Oda needs to do better, man. I like, maybe he was just trying to rush through. Like, this is a flashback after all. Like, I get that, but it's like, could I at least have gotten like maybe one or two more chapters? You know what I mean? Like, can I at least gotten like, could this fight have been like at least 2-3 chapters long? Am I crazy, guys? Is that too much to ask? We didn't have a real fight since Egghead. No, we didn't. I think that Toei got us. Toei be pissing me off sometimes. I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right. Akainu will be the pre-ultimate villain of the series right before Emu. I think that's possible. Depending on how Oda does it. Like, the top 3 villains, like for the final saga, it's Akainu, it's Blackbeard, and it's Emu. And depending on how Oda does Blackbeard and Emu, I know some people think Emu might be the top one in the verse. Like, no, not top one in the verse. That he might be the genuine final opponent. I've seen people say that Blackbeard is gonna steal Emu's chain. Low-key, I would not mind Blackbeard stealing Emu's chain, but I mean, it could go. It's either or. It's either or. But Akainu is 100% gonna be like, he's gonna be the third big boss. Like, we're when we reach the final part of the game, he's gonna be like low-key like the third big guy. Like, I don't really understand how people sleep on Akainu. Like, he has to pop off. Fleet Admiral of the Navy. Come on, bro. Better condition than current Sengoku. Like, he has to pop off. Blackbeard is Luffy's final opponent. I'm not mad at that. I want him to be. Like, personally, like, I need to see more from Emu. Like, I accept the fact that Emu is the final villain, but I also accept the fact that, like, I accept the belief that Blackbeard might steal his chain. Like, I'm on that agenda. I kind of want Blackbeard to be the final villain. I think that would be really cool. Just looking at, like, back at that first interaction in Jaya, I think that they would be most definitely the best. Polar, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I want fights to last longer than 2 to 3 chapters. I just want the story to go on. Clash between fighters that died already in the story is fine. Okay, I think that's fine. Like, I don't want it to drag, but I do want to see more choreography. Like, for example, like, we're in like chapter 1155 right now, right? So the very beginning of this like chapter, gas, like all of it gas. And I understand that Oda had to sprinkle in the other characters in God's Valley. I just kind of wish he didn't. I kind of wish we just stayed with Roger, Garp, and Zebek. I really wanted this whole chapter just to be them. Like, this interaction between Kaido and Big Mom, Whitebeard and Marco's dad meeting each other, the other pirates of God's Valley, Saturn, all right here, we got Gabon and Rayleigh, all this, like, all of that, and Dragon up here in the top, all of that could have been saved for later. I'm not gonna lie, all of that could have been saved. I think if we remove these and save them for maybe like the next chapter and just focused on the fight itself between Rox, Garp, and Roger, I think that personally would have been significantly better. Like, if you're going to condense it into one chapter, make it like a spectacular chapter. And that's not really to say that this chapter's bad. Like, this chapter is gas. It gave us it gave us, the answer of what happened to Rox. We finally see the famous team up between Garp and Roger, but then like also, you know, it gave us a new level of how to use Conqueror's Haki, or at least the manipulation of Conqueror's Haki. Like it gave us that, what I think is like actually like probably some of the most significant context that we're gonna see in the story. Like that's genuinely, this was needed. This was needed for sure. I just think that if we moved away from all the other characters and saved them for like the last chapter, not the last chapter, for the next chapter, like breaking down everyone leaving and going their separate paths, I think that would have been much better if we're going to keep it to one chapter. SBS kind of pissed me off, really. Revealing actual important info in an SBS sucks. I agree. I agree. I think for me, it's less about the SBS. I think it's less about the important information being revealed in SBS and more so just how long it takes for us to get answers. Because it just leads to a bunch of stupid discourse online that, you know, we're just, you know, people are just going to keep going back and forth over, like, you know, because it's agenda piece. That's just how it works. But it just kind of sucks that like we can't get direct answers for like the really big stuff up until like an SBS comes out and everyone's like holding their breath. Because when it comes to an SBS, you either get important information revealed or you just get a bunch of nonsense because a bunch of, you know, Japanese fans be asking Oda some stupid stuff. And that's just the reality of SBSs. Like the case in point, the whole Luffy versus Kizaru thing, that whole debate was so stupid because I don't know. Like I'm not to throw any shade at anybody else, but like I called that and I got receipts. You can ask Superior IQ. He knows for a fact I called Kizaru was sandbagging the whole fight. And then for Oda to reveal that in an SBS like months later was so satisfying, but also so frustrating. Because that shit was like, it shouldn't have taken that long. It should not have taken that long. Hey, what's good, Boobin? Glad you're here, bro. Glad you're here. I understand the argument. It's just that during the fight in particular, the island sinks after the fight. There is not after. Yeah, no. I understand what you mean. Like, you know, this island sinks. I'm just saying, like, maybe we could have shown that like later. Like maybe we could just maybe like get the structure of things going. Like I don't know. Maybe we could have showed everyone leaving in the very big in the very beginning of like the past chapter or like the very end of the past chapter, and then we just leave everything for Rox, Roger, and Garp. You know what I mean? Forestone, do you think Roger or Garp could have hold off the Holy Knights when they were injured? When they were injured? No. If you're King Blaze, if you're talking about afterwards, if you're talking about like after they did their, oh, hold on, let me back out. Why does it keep doing that? Come on. If you're talking about after they did their huge ultimate combo attack with each other, no, the Holy Knights would have packed them. I think so, because they literally said that they had to give, they couldn't hold anything back against Rox or they would die. So there was no way for them to defend themselves. Like they were done. They used every ounce of their power in that moment. Like they were gone. Like where does it say? Yeah. It says if we can't pull this off, all three of us will be down for the count. But if we miss, we're done for. So like both Roger and Garp acknowledge that if they don't use everything at once here, they're cooked. They're like Rox is gonna kill them. So no, if the Holy Knights pulled up and like if Gabon and Rayleigh didn't come in to save them after their ultimate attack, they would have been fucking cooked. The Garling would have caught 3 bodies that day. Hey, I'm glad you made it home safe, Boobman. What does the Straw Hat Grand Fleet even do? Great question, Atomic. Fantastic question, brother. Fantastic question. I swear to God, like, what do those guys even do? Truly, what those guys even do? Like, we know that they Boobin. Boobin. Thank you for joining, brother. Thank you for joining. I appreciate like for those who are who are here in the chat right now, this is just a friendly reminder that I have opened up memberships here on the channel, and I appreciate everyone who does it. I have it set to just $1. There's just one blanket thing for $1. All right, so like, and then obviously you can do donations or whatnot. Please, I need everyone to understand this though. Like, if it's okay if you don't, like, times are tough already out here. That's why I set it to $1. I'm not gonna charge people for some crazy stuff. Like, brother, like, just chill. Like, if you're going through tough times right now, I'm sorry, and I hope your life gets better. For me, it's just more so like, I appreciate the donation. Like seriously, like it does help a lot. But if you can't, that's completely fine. 110%. But yeah, the Grand Fleet are kind of booty. The Grand Fleet are kind of booty. Like we know that Leo and Sai were at the Reverie, right? But like they, all they did was just beat on Charlos and dip. So like, I don't know, man. Like, they're kind of booty. Bartolomeo, he was beefing with Shanks. Stupid move, boneheaded move, man. If Luffy knew that he was beefing with Shanks, Luffy would have beat Barto's ass himself. All right, but and then like, Barto's alive. We know he's alive. Even though Yasop blew them up, we know they're alive. We know Oda doesn't do that. Oda doesn't play that game. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, everyone. On a serious note, Sai and Leo are in the Holy Land doing crimes. Barto is being low diff by Shanks. Yeah, like exactly, Marco. Like they're that's all we know. That's truly, whoa, Boobin. Well, what the heck is a SEK? What is SEK? Boobin, what the hell, dude? I don't know what 200 is. Like, I don't know what 200 SEK is. If that's a lot, I appreciate it. If that's a little, I appreciate it. But like, brother, if that's a lot, 200's crazy, bro. Like, I please don't dent your wallets for me. That's like, I appreciate donations. Please do not dent your wallets for me. I don't deserve that. Please do not. Please do not. Oh man. Where are we going with this conversation? Bro, this started as a Loki conversation. We were all talking about Loki a second ago. Sweetest crowns, it's like $20. Okay. I appreciate that. I was scared, bro. Like, I saw 200 first, and I was like, yo, don't be giving me like, I appreciate it, but don't be giving me 200, bro. Please don't hurt me like that. That would break my heart. I don't need anyone breaking their bank for me. But yeah, this started as a hold on. I do want to say I do appreciate you, Boom. Thank you, dog. For real, I appreciate it. But yeah, we were talking about Loki. We were talking about Loki and Harold. So, just long story short, base Harold is relative to base Rocks. If like, flat out, equal. All right. And then Rocks gets, not Rocks, Harold gets a boost because of Emu. And, he's just he's 100% stronger than base Rocks, right? You could make an argument for Holy Knight Harold being above Demon Rocks. And the reason is quite simple. It's quite simple. It's because right here, no, not Niflheim. Hold on. It's because right here, this whole interaction with Emu has with the Gurusei spells it out clear as day. Emu thought Holy Knight Harold was unkillable. Unkillable. Like, do y'all understand? Like, that is insane. He was flabbergasted that Holy Knight Harold somehow died. Like it seemed like he put a good amount of energy into Harold too, based on like what he was saying to the Gurusei. Like he even looks tired. He looks like he's wheezing. He's got a little puff of air right here. Like he's definitely feeling the Loki burn. So you can make an argument. I'm not saying it's 100% fact, but you can definitely make an argument that Holy Knight Herald is stronger than Demon Rocks. And that is insane. That is insane if that is true. Because again, going back to this right here, Harold blatantly is attacking him right here. Right? I agree with anyone who says Harold wasn't trying. I agree with you when he finally gets his senses. It's clear as day. 1, 2, 3. Harold is clearly possessed and he tries to attack Loki. He draws blood from his own son. He ends up getting bitched, and then afterwards, you can see it in his face that he regains his composure, and he starts letting Loki wail on him. So yes, I agree with you that Harold stopped trying afterwards, but in the very beginning, that nigga was trying. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? I hope we can. I hope we can agree on that. I don't really think that this needs to be like a drawn out like debate or conversation. It's clear as day that Harold was like in emu control, goes and gets his fucking shit rocked, and then he's just like, oh wait, hold on, like I got my senses back. It could be like Loki weakened the control after that first hit. That very well could be it. So yes, I agree. I 100% agree that Harold stopped trying after that first hit. But it's still impressive nonetheless, because I don't really think Harold could have done anything to Loki. I don't really think he could have. That was probably the most. This panel is still funny to me, bro. This is such a funny panel. Cause Harold's fucking huge, and he's buffed with the emu powers, and he just gets sent flying. That's whole and Loki doesn't even know his powers. He's fresh off the fruit. So like I kind of think this is just unequivocal Loki gas in my eyes. I think it's Loki gas. I think it's 100% Loki gas. Like it really does highlight the power. And the question when it comes to Loki is essentially like, where does he stand? You know, where does he currently stand in the hierarchy? Because like no matter what, he's strong. We all agree on that. We all agree Loki is strong as shit. Like no one is arguing against Loki being like a weak character. Like he is. I think like you're insane if you don't have Loki in your top 10, your top 10 right now. The problem is like we don't know how to compare him with everybody else. I believe that based off of the context, I think he might be stronger than Luffy right now. I think Luffy coming out of Elbaf might be stronger than Loki. I just think based off the current information, I think Luffy is weaker. I think Luffy's weaker than Loki right now. And that's not like to say that Luffy is weak. I'm not saying that. Don't misinterpret my words. It's just that we've seen Luffy with his stamina issues. Like when it comes to high level opponents, we've seen Luffy with the stamina issues, and then we've seen fucking, like he needs better control of his hockey, right? But this is something that, at least for now, Loki doesn't have really any stamina issues, and he has better control over his Conqueror's hockey, and he has this insane mythical devil fruit, it's most likely Nidhogg. I kind of want it to be a Nidhogg. I think Nidhogg sounds fucking badass, and obviously based off of like the lore, like Loki being thrown at the bottom of Yggdrasil, the Yggdrasil tree, like it's most definitely Nidhogg. As the number one Polar Stone fan, I agree with whatever you're saying. Boom, and I love you, dog. I love you, bro. Loki versus old Whitebeard. Loki might. Loki, like it depends. Okay, okay, okay. I might have to make a video on old Whitebeard. I might have to make a video on old Whitebeard because a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions on old Whitebeard. Um, I'm honestly gonna choose Loki in a debate between him versus old Whitebeard, not prime Whitebeard, old Whitebeard. I'm gonna have to choose Loki. I just think I think that makes the most sense to me right now because old Whitebeard had, no matter how you slice it, old Whitebeard had a shit ton of problems. He had horrible. His stamina was bad. His he took himself off his own life support when he entered into Marineford. I think a lot of people do not like recognize that fact. Like he took himself off life support, and the reason why he took himself off life support is because he didn't want to be pitied by any enemies. All right, like the difference between what happened between him and Shanks is that Shanks pulled up to him on a parlay, and they had a disagreement with each other. Let me go over here. Go over here to chapter 430. No, 443 or 434? 432. No, it's 434. It's 434. Yeah. It's actually insane how I've memorized some of these chapters. So like Shanks pulls up to Whitebeard. Shanks pulls up to Whitebeard to have a parlay with him about Blackbeard. So that's not really like a true like battle. Like they're talking, they're having a conversation. Like fucking Shanks pulls up with a gift, all right, and he's on his own ship. All right, this is different from being like on a battlefield. Like Shanks pulled up to an enemy ship. It's different. It's different to me. Because when you go to here, they're just having a full disagreement. Whitebeard saying, "Shut the fuck up. You know, you stop trying to tell me what to do. I'm still that fucking guy, even if I'm old and dying." And they have their sky split. You know, it's whatever on that. But going to Marineford, let's see if I can remember this chapter. I think it's 562. I know I'm close. 563. Let's just say 563. I called it. Yep, 563. It's really bad. It's really bad that I'm memorizing these chapters like that. It's really bad. Let me go over here. Scored's a fucking dumbass, by the way. Scored let fucking Akainu convince. How you let a Navy admiral, the most bloodthirsty of the Navy admirals, convince you that your captain that you've been following for years sold you out? That is so insane to me. I don't care if he's hot-blooded. I don't care if he's, if he's just conflicted or whatever. How could you? You sold out like a guy who took you under your wing. You called this man your dad, and you let fucking Akainu convince you that no, son. Scored is fucking stupid. Scored is an idiot. Here we go. This is the panel right here. The Marco statement. So here we go. Yeah, Pops could have dodged that attack easily, even if he was caught off guard. Not even somebody you trusted could get to you like that. So it's not that. His health continues to deteriorate. Like, this is just blatantly like showing how horrible of condition old Whitebeard is. All right, and then Whitebeard takes himself off life support, and he literally says, "You want me to stay hooked up to these things so the enemy will feel sorry for me? Take them off." So like it's clear as day that if he's in a serious match with like a legit enemy, not someone like Shanks who came to talk to him, a legit enemy, give him an Akainu, give him a Big Mom, give him a Kaido, give him anyone who is really trying to scrap with him for real. Whitebeard is taking that shit off. He's taking that shit off, and he's just gonna be in bad condition. So like the argument of like whether or not Whitebeard is like okay or like it depends like which version of Old Beard, they're all the same. They're all the same. His health is getting worse, and it's been getting worse because if you go by the Ace novels like highlight that his health is getting worse, and that's before Ace joins the crew. So just to put that out there. So it's hard for me to really say that Whitebeard like is gonna win a fight with like any legit other top tier in the verse. Like his condition's just blatantly bad. It's blatantly bad, and it's really highlighted in his fights with all the admirals essentially. Let me look at the chat real quick. Hey, I subscribed for your absolute Batman videos. Was happy that your One Piece videos are pretty good too. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that, Silva. I appreciate that. And honestly, like full transparency, guys, I think I'm gonna stream this week. I think I said that at the beginning of the stream. I think I'm gonna stream this week. I can't because of like a bunch of personal stuff in my life. Like just I'm busy with work, and I got some other stuff with family like I'm dealing with right now. Nothing crazy bad. It's just I'm not gonna have time to produce what I think is a quality video for you, for my audience. I don't think I'm gonna have time this week, so I'm going to supplement that with just streaming essentially every day this week. So stay tuned. If like if you're cool here, sitting here like hearing me yap, I appreciate it. But I'm gonna stream every day. Like I think today till probably Friday. Probably Friday. I agree. Whitebeard was powerful. How come he couldn't spin back for Odin? They were also prime strength. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why Whitebeard didn't pull up for his dog, bro. It's been a while since I've read the second half of Wano. Because of power scaling. I've been looking mainly at part 3 or act 3 of Wano. I need to go back and like look at part 2. Maybe it was explained, but it is a little frustrating considering how much not Odin, Whitebeard loves his family. And we also have to remember that like Whitebeard, he considers all of his crewmates as his children, but Odin is the only one who he considered his brother. Just to put that in perspective. Like he's the only person who he ever thought of. Well, maybe not counting Rocks, obviously, but like in terms of Whitebeard's crew, Odin was the only one who ever got called brother. So it is kind of frustrating that Whitebeard didn't pull up. Maybe he didn't pull up because he didn't want to like wreak havoc on his brother's like homeland, because I mean, it's Whitebeard. Like it's a Whitebeard. Like that. No matter what, the battlefield's looking messy. Like it's a guy who has relative conquerors hockey to freaking Roger, and he has one of the strongest fruits in the verse. Like it's gonna be a messy time if he's pulling up. Maybe he just didn't want to like hurt his people. I don't know. Oh, Whitebeard was the strongest Yonko during the time of Marineford. He one-tapped Blackbeard with one Devil Fruit on near death when zero Devil Fruit Blackbeard scarred Shanks. So Christopher, I think like that's kind of like a weird way of putting it. No shade to you. Like I'm not saying this in a disrespectful manner to you. It's just that Whitebeard, like yeah, he bullied Blackbeard like on 1 HP, but that's not the same Blackbeard we know right now. And the Shanks that Blackbeard fought isn't current Shanks, so that's also not really like of a fair comparison, unless somehow it's revealed that like Shanks just is the same skill level he is now compared to him during the flashback right here with Loki. Like I just it's not they're not the same. So I don't think that's a good comparison. Bullshit. Prime Beard should have pulled up. Tell Kaido to evacuate the citizens of Wano while his crew bullies beast pirates. I mean, yeah. I mean, hey, what does the agenda say? You know what I mean? Like, hey, the agenda says that the Whitebeard let his homie get slimed, and he let his people get enslaved for 20 years. Whitebeard just could not pull up to Wano ever again, right? But yeah, it is a little frustrating. I might make a video probably next month of like breaking down old Whitebeard, because there's just a lot of takes like when it comes to him that like I just don't think are really, they don't really make any sense. Especially like what I think it's this chapter 2 where Whitebeard is just like, yo, fucking, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, Crocodile calls out Whitebeard for being kind of washed. You know, it's like when you find out your goat is washed. I mean, like, let's all agree. Like, we can all agree that Whitebeard right now isn't like Whitebeard in the past. You know, we all agree on that. And then Whitebeard says it himself. Weakling, eh? I see you don't mince words, but you expect too much of me, Crocodile. I'm just one man with one heart. They call me a fiend and monster, but I can't remain the strongest forever. If I can help one young pirate achieve his destiny, my life will be complete. Isn't that enough? So Whitebeard says, like, I can't remain the strongest forever, right? Now, it could be referring to him saying, like, oh, yeah, he's still the strongest right now. Like, you know, point blank period. It could just mean, like, he's just his placement with the title. I don't believe... I'm sorry. Personally speaking, I just don't believe old Whitebeard is the strongest person. Especially because Marco just flat out says, like, yo, even if Whitebeard was caught off guard, Scourge shouldn't have been able to get this hit in. He should have been able to get that hit in. Like, he's just not in a good place. Even if you take him back to when he was meeting up with Shanks, even if you take him back to his meeting with Shanks, right? The reality is, this isn't even that long from Marineford. This isn't even that long. This is right. The story right now is in the point. I believe it takes place after Aenius Lobby. So the Straw Hats go into Marineford after this chapter. If I'm not Marineford, they go into Thriller Bark after this, which, relatively speaking, isn't very long. It's not long. This is the fight. This is like, you know, the fight between Ace and Blackbeard takes place around this time. Like, it takes place a little bit after. Yeah. See, this is all the tail end of Aenius Lobby. So, relatively speaking, if you say, like, oh, if we take this version of Whitebeard, it's not really that much of a difference. Like, do you think this version of Whitebeard is having like a 10-day fight or a 3-day fight? You know what I mean? Like, top tiers of the verse can fight for that long. Do you think this version of Whitebeard is going that long with another top tier who's in better condition? No. No, I personally don't believe so. What's good, man? What's good, Mildred? What's good, dog? Of course, not the strongest in the world, of course, but what about the strongest in Marineford? Forget Mihawk for a moment. I still don't think he's the strongest in Marineford. I don't think he's the strongest in Marineford. And and you know, I'm not trying to be like agenda pilled. Like, I'm not trying to, you know, just glaze or anything. I just don't think he was, because like let's take it for a moment. Let's take it over here for fuck. Where were you? Where were we? I lost my page. 560. I want to say 568 or 56. Let's go 567. Yeah, let's go 567. Okay. So a lot of people have this misconception that Whitebeard was like he just was able to dog walk every admiral there. When you look back, when you actually look at the context of what took place in Marineford, instead of just like watching clips on YouTube or seeing like other people talk about it, like let's just read it together, okay? Whitebeard pulls up. He's got the stab wound. All right, he's going in, and boom. Kuzan's the first one on the scene. Aokichi is the first one on the scene. Hits him with Ice Ball. Okay, and I've seen a lot. Okay, all right, hold on. So what's this discussion about exactly? Meldrick. Okay, so first we were talking about Loki. It started as a Loki conversation, and we were talking about his placement in the hierarchy, and we were talking about how like Loki is 100% a top tier. It's just a matter of figure out where he scales in the current verse. Like I believe he's 100% in the top 10, but like that's subjective. Like we're still it's still being unveiled to us, the power of Loki, and we're still trying to figure out his placement. But then I believe it was Smakel who said hey, let's like, who would you got between old Whitebeard versus Loki? And I chose Loki because old Whitebeard is kind of he's just not that guy. He's just not that guy anymore. Like he was that guy, he's not that guy. And I'm just breaking it down. So strongest in Marineford, I believe it was Christopher. I believe it was Christopher who asked that. Or I'm sorry, I can't. I'm going through the chat right now. But someone asked, hey, like, do you think that Whitebeard was the strongest in Marineford? And my answer is no, and let's break it down. So we're here with Kuzan. Kuzan's on the scene. He's the first admiral to go toe-to-toe against Whitebeard. And a lot of people, my Kuzan glaze is about to come out right now. I just fair warning. My Kuzan glaze is about to come out because a lot of people really are just disingenuous with the scene. Kuzan hits him with Ice Ball, right? And boom, Whitebeard starts breaking out of it because of his quakes, right? Look at Kuzan's face when he gets this. Whitebeard is frozen. I guess it's no use. Vibrations don't seem to freeze very well, all right? So he goes in, Whitebeard breaks out, right? Kuzan's unfazed by this. A lot of people will be like, oh yeah, like Whitebeard dog walk Kuzan. No, he didn't. He didn't. Kuzan, like, literally's just like, oh, well, I guess I gotta move on to my next thing. Like, he's not fazed by the fact that Whitebeard, like, broke out of Ice Ball. He has no sweat marks. He doesn't look concerned. He just notices that Whitebeard is breaking out of the ice. But he is not, like, scared. He's not shaken. Like, he just accepts that that's the reality of the situation and just moves on with the fight. Whitebeard goes in for the attack. Kuzan effortlessly dodges. All right, Whitebeard flat out uses Haki, right? It's like he has to use Haki because like Kuzan's a Logia. It makes no sense for him to not be using Haki right now. And Kuzan goes in for point blank range. All right, with Ice Partisan, right? Kuzan has his full attention on Whitebeard right now. And correctly so, because it's still Whitebeard. I'm not saying I'm just because I said that he's not the strongest in Marineford doesn't mean I'm saying that he doesn't hit like a freaking truck. Like, but the reality is that Kuzan is he's doing good. He's doing good. He's doing great. He's keeping up. He's countering, and he's charges up with a point blank attack at Whitebeard, and then bam, freaking Josu's bum ass butts in, which I personally hate. I hate it so freaking much. That is the most annoying little shit I've ever seen, bro. I don't like Josu. I think people who have seen it, I've slandered Josu, bro. I slandered Josu in my videos. I don't like Josu. Josu, like, he pisses me off. Loki sucks to me. Like, I just, he frustrates me. And he butted into this really good fight. And then, he just tells it, hey, yo, Pops, go ahead, move on. And he's just like, all right, bet. Right, and like fucking Aokichi's just like, all right, bet. So I'm fighting Josu now, whatever. And let's go over here. There we go. So we have Whitebeard. He's looking after Luffy. He goes in for a strike. Akainu stops him with 1 foot. And this is what it's really bad, because again, people be like, oh yeah, bro, Akainu got low diffed, and I'm not trying, like, again, I'm not trying to sound like I'm I'm an Admiral Glazer or whatever. Like, I don't really care about that beef. I'm just saying, like let's look at things for how they were, right? These two, they start fighting each other. They go back and forth. They go back and forth. Move on to the next chapter. Still going back and forth. Whitebeard is clearly he's clearly wheezing. He's clearly he's not in good condition. He hasn't landed a single strike on Akainu yet. It's just the reality of the situation. He hasn't landed I'm just speaking of facts. He hasn't landed a single attack on Akainu, like at all. He's keeping pace with Akainu, which I think is good. I think that's good for Whitebeard. He's keeping pace, but he hasn't landed anything, right? And again, that's all because of his condition, his poor health. I think if he was in a better condition, I think it's possible, but he's just not that guy anymore. He's just not that guy. And then we go scrolling. Boom. He's in the fight. He's in the fight against Akainu, and bam, he gets the fucking heart attack. All right. Like I said, do you think this version of Whitebeard is going 10 days or 3 days with people? He's not. He's not going to be able to do that. He's not fighting people for a week. He's getting outlasted by basically every other top tier. All right. He has his heart attack. Akainu, who is still fresh, still don't have a single scratch on him. He's like, not even you can defeat old age, Whitebeard. All right. Goes in and lands the strike on him. Blasts a hole through his chest. So it's just kind of hard to argue for Whitebeard still being the strongest, right? Like Whitebeard, not a single time, while Akainu has his full attention on him, like they're having their 1v1, Whitebeard doesn't land a single strike on Akainu. Not even a scratch. Like that's not good. That's not good for saying Whitebeard is the current strongest right now. And then we're gonna go. So that was Akainu, right? So obviously, he just took a critical hit. So I'm not really gonna count that against Whitebeard at the moment for what happens with Kizaru. But I'm gonna be real. Even if Akainu didn't fight Akainu right here, the result with Kizaru would have stayed the same. It would have stayed the same. I'm just trying to get to it. So, Kizaru engages with Whitebeard, right? It's Kizaru, guys. It's fucking Kizaru. Bro, Kizaru is pretty much, in terms of at least travel speed, at the minimum, the fastest character in the verse. All right, it's just not even up for debate. It's not even up for debate. You have this weakened old man, this weakened powerhouse of an old man. Respect to Whitebeard, but this weakened powerhouse has a hole blasted through his chest, and he has lava in his stomach, right? And he goes and tries to stop Kizaru from. Excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to. I think I burped. Sorry, guys. But he goes in and he tries to go after Luffy. And they're going back and forth, and Kizaru just fucking blasts a hole through his chest. You know what I mean? Like he just blasts a hole through Whitebeard's chest. There was nothing Whitebeard could do. So that's why I kind of don't understand when people say like, oh yeah, Whitebeard dog walked like the admirals. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. You don't have to take my word for it. Just go. You can go and reread Marineford for yourself, right? And just look at things from start to finish and tell me, did Whitebeard genuinely did he have good showings against all the admirals? Because in my opinion, the answer is no. The answer is absolutely not. I just don't see how you can argue for that personally. So we go in. And hold on, doesn't matter as Mihawk's title is the only one that Oda has to keep legit because it's literally Zoro. I don't know what we're talking about in the chat right now. Well, it's pretty obvious he isn't strongest anymore. Yeah, I know, Capybara. I know the question was brought up do I think that he's the strongest in Marineford? I'm just breaking down why he's not. I think I too think it's obvious that he's not the strongest anymore. I want to have like just like a genuine conversation. I feel like that's what I kind of want to do with my streams. Just like if you guys have like a genuine question to ask, like I don't mind breaking it down. Like you know, agenda be damned. Like we can look at this shit together. So the last argument for the Whitebeard, for breaking down Whitebeard is, as we've already talked about a second ago, Whitebeard, like while he was having an honest 1v1, when he was having an honest 1v1 with Akainu, he could not land a single strike on Akainu at all. All right. And then, you know, Akainu and the Ace, they go back and forth. Fucking Akainu's funny, bro. Akainu might be one of the greatest shit talkers in the entire story, bro. Again, like Verdix is more of the Akainu guy, right? But I'll respect it. I'll give Akainu respect where it's due. Akainu might be one of the funniest shit talkers in the whole story. All right, like. Bro said, you free Ace, then turn tail and run, eh? The Whitebeard Pirates are a pack of cowards. But considering who your leader is, that's no surprise. Whitebeard is a loser from a bygone era. Spicy. I can't front. I gotta give credit where it's due. He's an antagonist, right? He's an antagonist. You gotta give credit where it's due. And I think that's good dialogue for an antagonist. He's just like, hey, y'all ain't shit. He's just like, y'all ain't shit. Y'all just a bunch of cowards. Y'all running from the fade. You pulled up to us. You're getting your ass whooped, and now you're trying to leave. Like, no. Like, I kind of gotta give a kind of some gas on that one. I kind of gotta give a kind of some gas. W rage bait from Goat Kaido. Yes, it was beautiful rage bait. Beautiful rage bait, bro. Like, it was funny. And then he keeps going. Like, Ace is like, oh, a loser. Take that back. Take back what you said. And like, Akainu don't stop. He's just like, your real father, Gold Roger, stood in his way, making him an eternal loser who could never become the king. That's who Whitebeard is. I'm only speaking the truth. Your pirates call him Pops and love him and put on this farce that you're one big happy family. Even though he ruled the seas for decades, he was still never able to become the king. He never achieved his dream. And in the end, one of his own idiot sons, because Cord is a fucking idiot, was smooth talked into stabbing him. And now he's going to die to protect that same idiot. Isn't that a failed life? Nah, see, Akainu's kind of got it. Akainu's kind of got it. He's kind of got it, bro. This is beautiful shit talking to me. This is peak shit talking to me, bro. Because he's kind of spitting facts. He's kind of spitting facts. Like the only thing that he's wrong about is Whitebeard's dream. Because Whitebeard really never wanted to become the pirate king. All right, but he didn't know that. You know, he's just calling it as it is. I was like, you know, all pirates are trying to achieve the same dream as Roger. You know, like, you know, everyone's trying to go after the One Piece. Everyone's trying to become the pirate king. All that jazz. But, you know, Whitebeard's dream was to, like, just to sail with his family. Not all he wanted was a family. So Akainu's wrong there. But, like, from an outside looking in perspective, like, if we're just gonna, if we were, like, a random pirate or a random marine hearing this, right? I mean, he's kind of spitting. and no matter what, still W shit talk. This is amazing rage bait from Akainu. I love it. I love this rage bait. Ace so dumb for falling for Akainu. He is. All right, he is. Like going back to the ASL backstory. Like, I get it. I understand why Ace can't back down from people. I understand that's just not who he is as a person. That's an intrinsic part of his character. I understand that before people start going in about reading comprehension. I get it. I get it. Like, don't do that to me. Don't talk to me about reading comprehension when I literally reread the story so many times. Don't do that. But again, like, it's like, even though it's a part of his character, objectively, it's a stupid move. Objectively, it's a stupid move. Because they had they could have made it. They could have made it to their ships. They could have escaped. But, you know, Akainu just, you know, he hit him with them he hit him with them bars, bro. Hit him with some strong ass bars. Like, what are you gonna do? because he literally says he won't run from a fight. It's flaw, and we have to respect. Yeah, no, I agree. Vince spoke. I agree. Like it's Ace's flaw. Like I said, it's an intrinsic part of his character, right? That is a piece that is what makes Ace who he is. So I'm not saying that like Ace is I'm not saying he's a bad character. I'm not saying he's poorly written. Like that's his personal flaw, and like just as us as the readers, we have to accept that. But that doesn't mean he's invalidated of criticism. It doesn't mean he's invalidated criticism, and like 100%, it's a stupid move. He could have escaped. He could have escaped. All of Whitebeard's hard work, it didn't have to end this way. He could have gotten out, but Ace could not turn his back after this W shit talk from Hokkaido. Let's keep going. So, like fucking Izo, like, yo, don't let him provoke you, Ace. Get back here. Like, see, like they could have got out of there. Right? Ace goes, Pops gave me a place I could call home. You don't know anything about his greatness. People who live outside the laws are worthless. You pirates don't deserve a happy home. Kaido's got it. W shit, dog. Whitebeard will die a loser, a fitting end for the leader of a band of human trash. See, come on, bro. Come on, I don't care if you hate Akainu. I'm neutral towards Akainu personally. I don't care if you hate Akainu. You kind of gotta respect it. You kind of gotta respect the W shit talk. This is beautiful shit talk to me. Like this is gorgeous shit talking, bro. Like he is frying Whitebeard. he's cooking that man, and it's you gotta respect it. You kind of gotta respect it. They have their class, whatever. Ace dies. Oh no, Ace dies. Who would have thought? A commander fighting an admiral. Who would have thought? So Ace dies. Let's move on. 575. 575. Come on. So for anyone who might have jumped in, sorry, I was reading. But for anyone who might have jumped in, we're breaking down Ace versus not Ace versus Whitebeard. We're breaking down just Whitebeard and how he is most definitely not the strongest at Marineford. And we already went over it, so I'm not gonna like jump into it again. But like, if you go back to the first 1v1 Akainu had with Whitebeard, Whitebeard couldn't land a single hit on Akainu. Just like they were having an honest 1v1, Akainu couldn't land a single hit. A single hit. No, not Akainu. Whitebeard couldn't land a single hit on Akainu. So that just goes to show, like in a honest 1v1 match, it's not looking good for Whitebeard. And then we go over, Ace dies. Akainu is, he's already going for the kill. He's about to go after Ace. Marco butts in, stops him, right? And Akainu just blatantly goes, I told you I wouldn't let you two brothers escape. Did you forget that? Like has his full attention on trying to take out Luffy, right? That's it. That is his like prerogative. He has his full intention. And then like a lot of people go with the anime only scene. The scene where like Akainu, like Whitebeard pulls up on Akainu and he starts like, like Akainu looks like he just shat his pants and then like he starts wailing on him. That never happened in the manga. That never happened in the manga, right? Akainu has his full attention on trying to kill Luffy, and some random Marine's like, yo, Akainu, look out! And he's like, huh? Right? He literally did not see Akainu coming. He had his full attention on trying to kill Luffy. He was going after Jinbei. Goes in. Whitebeard pissed the fuck off, right? Pissed off. Akainu goes and takes an enraged Quake Fist from Akainu. Again, Whitebeard couldn't land a single hit on Akainu when they were having an honest 1v1. And then Akainu tanks. He tanks an off-guard Quake Fist, right? Tanks an off-guard Quake Fist, and goes in, gets up, and then blows half of Whitebeard's face off. Or not half, but a good chunk of his face, right? He still does that while taking it like I said, Whitebeard is not the strongest anymore. He's just objectively not. But I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Kaido. I don't care if you're Big Mom. I don't care if you're any of the admirals. I don't care if you're Shanks. If anyone takes an off-guard Quake Fist from Old Beard, they're still taking significant damage. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? Like, I don't care if you're fucking Shanks. If Shanks doesn't see it coming and he sees and somehow Old Whitebeard hits him with an enraged Quake Fist while Shanks is off guard, he's taking significant damage. Like, I think we can all agree on that. Y'all are debating. Come on, bro. Come on. Don't debate in the chat. Don't debate in the chat. We got good vibes here. We all good. We all good people. Unless you keep it friendly. Talk to each other, but keep it friendly. All right. Like I don't want any animosity on my streams, bro. Like, unless I'm slandering somebody. I can't even front. Like, unless I'm slandering somebody. We all in good company here. We all in good company here. Yeah, you got it. I'm on board. Understood it perfectly. All right, cool, Marco. Awesome. Yes, I agree. Yeah, we stopped. Don't worry. All right. Thank you, Capybara. Thank you, love you. Mega, how likely do you think Oda will give Shanks some ability so it can make sense for him to be stronger than Mihawk? I'm not opposed to Shanks possibly being stronger, but I need to be sensible. Okay. Let me just finish this point with Whitebeard, and then we can move on to a Shanks versus Mihawk discussion. All right, so again, just to wrap things up, Enraged Quake Fist, Akainu tanks it, blows a chunk of Whitebeard's face off, and then he takes an even stronger one. This wouldn't have happened, by the way, if Akainu wasn't caught off guard. Just based off of their first interaction, this would not happen, by the way. So then Akainu goes and he takes a stronger Quake Fist, right? And he goes down because that's just it's Whitebeard. It's an old Whitebeard. No matter how you slice it, old Whitebeard still gonna hit you like a fucking truck. Two chapters later, everyone thinks Akainu got knocked out. He never got knocked out. We go in. Jinbei is running. He's got Luffy in his hand. Bro, he pulls up. They thought he was dead. Akainu never died. He literally just tunneled his way underground to go and pull up on Jinbei. Because again, Akainu's whole thing was going after Luffy. He was trying to take out Luffy. That was his main prerogative. So an enraged Quake Fist, like two enraged Quake Fists, like from a pissed off Whitebeard, didn't put down Akainu. Like, I'm not, like I said, this isn't about an Admiral versus Yonko debate. It's not even about that. It's just that blatantly Akainu takes it and he's fine. Well, he's not fine. He's not 100%, but he's still an active fighter. He hunts down fucking Luffy and Jinbei. All right, he goes in next chapter real quick because I want to get to the Mihawk and Shanks question. He goes in, he's still hunting after him. You know, a bunch of random Marines. Iva tries to stop him, doesn't fucking work. He goes in, he actually, he pulls up, fucking blasts a hole through both of them. Goes in, and then Crocodile, my goat, my glorious king, I will make a video on Crocodile, I swear to God. He goes in and stops him, interferes, and then Akainu proceeds to fight all the Whitebeard commanders. And then a bunch of fodder. He does that solo dolo. Like, that's insane. Even if you say, like, oh, a few fodder Marines stepped in, there's not a single vice admiral behind Akainu. There's not a single other admiral behind him, right? I think we can all agree that, you know, Akainu did this kind of alone. He did this alone. He fought them all by himself. So no, like, I don't really understand how people like read Marineford, like no agenda, no shade to anybody. Like, I'm not trying to call out anybody, but like, honestly, I don't really understand how people can like read Marineford and be like, yeah, man, Whitebeard, he dog walked the admirals, he made them look bad. Like, no, he didn't. Like, he really didn't. Like a Whitebeard got bullied by most of them. He. There's nothing to me that shows that Whitebeard was going to do anything to Kuzan. Kuzan is to Aokiji. Aokiji is relative to Akainu. Just like, that's not debatable at all, because the fight between him and Akainu took place shortly after Marineford. So they're 100% relative to each other. Kizaru bullied the hell out of Whitebeard, and then Akainu has his 1v1 with Whitebeard. Akainu bullies Whitebeard too, blasts a hole through his chest, leaves him for fodder. I don't think people really respect, he just leaves him alone. He just all right, he just lets fodder jump him. Akainu could have blasted Whitebeard's head off. If we go back to, I think it's 569 real quick. Final talking point, I swear, because I do want to get to, I'm sorry, Mega, but I do want to get to the Mihawk and Shanks talking point. So going over here, you see my cursor. Akainu goes, he blasts a hole through his chest, and then he just leaves him for fodder. If Whitebeard didn't do anything, he didn't react, he just took it. He literally just took it. The fodder were just fucking jumping him. Imagine if Akainu swung again. You know what I mean? Truly, imagine if Akainu swung again on Whitebeard. He would have taken even more damage. I think Loki, it was just this was just plot. This is Loki just plot. I don't usually like using plot that to explain excuses or anything. This is plot. Why would the most bloodthirsty of all the Marines, of all the admirals, suddenly just stop swinging at Whitebeard? What sense does that make? I'm sorry, no. This was plot. Whitebeard got saved by the plot from Akainu. Again, this isn't really Glaze. This isn't really meant to be admirals over Yonkos or anything like that. I truly don't give a fuck about that debate. I think the debate is a lot more nuanced than people make it out to be. But yeah, no, Whitebeard got saved by the plot right here, blatantly. No one can ever, whenever I bring this up to other people, if I'm debating them against this, no one can really give me a reasonable explanation as to why Akainu suddenly backed off and just let a bunch of fodder start swinging on him. No, if Akainu landed one or two more hits after he already blasted a hole through his chest, and Whitebeard is doing nothing while fodder is attacking him, no, Whitebeard would have died. He would have fucking died right then and there. Oda saved him. Point blank period, I mean. All right. But that's basically my stance. I kind of explained it during my Whitebeard stood no chance video, but I mean this is just me yapping, just breaking it down again. Whitebeard is not that guy anymore, and he's most definitely not the strongest. Anyone who actually says that he's the strongest, at Marineford, it's just blatantly wrong. It's stated in his VV card that he got the strongest title back before the Great Pirate era. So trying to use that to say, well, he's still called the strongest. Yeah, he's still called the strongest. Whitebeard himself is just hey, I can't stay the strongest. When he starts fighting in Marineford, he's hey, I can't stay the strongest forever. I think it's more of a title thing. I think it's more of a title. He's clearly not 100%. Score got him. Marco just hey, no, there should have been no way Score, even off guard, Marco says Score shouldn't have got that hit off on him. Whitebeard is just not that guy anymore. Point blank period. All right. Yeah, no, I agree, Christopher. He's probably Akainu is 100%. He's gonna be the second or third major end game villain. Whoever is the true end game villain, between Blackbeard and Emu. Again, it's debatable. But Akainu is 100%. He's gonna be the guard dog between Blackbeard and Emu. He has to be. Okay, but going back to Mega's question, you're slow and old. I see you, Psychotic, slow and old. But going back to the Shanks versus Mihawk question, do I think Oda's gonna give Shanks an ability to prove that Mihawk and Shanks are Shanks over Mihawk? No, honestly, if you want my genuine opinion on it, no. No, I don't think so. Which chapter was it? Does anyone remember which chapter it was when Mihawk and let me look it up. Mihawk meets Shanks chapter. Come on, give me a chapter. 151, chapter 151. I believe this is it. I could be wrong, but I believe this is it. Yep. No, this is not it. Come on, man. When is it when Mihawk and Shanks meet each other? Where is that chapter at? Whatever. Here, we're just gonna do this. There we go. We're just gonna do this. Make it simple. Everyone knows the chapter I'm talking about. Everyone knows it's the one arm has been chapter. So let's be clear. So, when it comes to Mihawk versus Shanks, it's actually like ridiculous to me because this is like people like to argue against the titles and stuff and how there's problems with it, there's holes with it. There's not really any problems with it. All right, Kaido's is it's he's said to be the strongest. He's said to be the strongest creature. Whitebeard's it gets confirmed in his Vivre card that he gained the title of the world's strongest man before the Great Pirate Era. And in Mihawk's Vivre card, it says that he gained notoriety before the Great Pirate Era launched as well. But then when you go over to chapter 51, Mihawk is just blatantly called the world's strongest swordsman. Like just point blank period. I kind of like the black and white for this one, so let me kind of go to that one. He's just blatantly called the world's strongest swordsman. Why did it go back up? Chapter 50. World's greatest swordsman right here for the Viz. But then later on in chapter 1158, you know, it flip flops. Honestly, it doesn't, because this one it's so right here in the early days, he's called greatest swordsman. We go over here to the colored version, the official colored version. I believe in this one he's called the strongest, and then in 1158 or 11, I believe it's 58. Here we go. Right here. Boom. Called the world's strongest swordsman for the official coloring version. But then like I know people are gonna be like, well, that's not the Viz. Go back to the Viz. 1058. Boom. 1058. Hawkeye's Mihawk, former warlord of the seas with greater sword skill than the red-haired emperor, as the strongest swordsman in the world. Like that, so it's pretty blatant, all right? Like we're not gonna play with semantics here on like the verbs, like not the verbs, the terminology, greatest and strong. Like we're not. Like this is the most updated one. He's just blatantly called the strongest swordsman in the world. So let's not dance around it, okay? A lot of people want to use use that one translation of him being called the greatest to not show significance in Mihawk. We're not gonna play around with this, okay? But getting back on track, it's really hard to in my opinion, all right. If you believe Shanks is stronger than Mihawk, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I said everything about the debate in my Shanks versus Mihawk video, which, you know, if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. But I said it pretty much clear that it makes no sense for Shanks to be stronger than Mihawk, because this whole dancing around whether or not Shanks is a swordsman or not, he is a swordsman. what is the point of comparing a non-swordsman to the world's strongest swordsman? Like let's really break that down, guys. What is the genuine point for Oda to be like, yeah, man, Hawkeye's Mihawk, former warlord of the sea, with greater sword skill than even red-haired the Emperor? What sense does that make? If Shanks isn't a swordsman, why would the author of the story make that comparison to a non-swordsman? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's like saying, oh well, I mean, hey, Mihawk is a better swordsman than Luffy. It's like, well, no shit. Like, you know, like no shit he is. Like, yeah, 100%. I don't know, no one's debating that. But like, see, you know, am I making sense? Am I making sense? You know, like it's such a silly debate to me. It's so silly. Honestly, I think they're close regardless. No, I agree, Megan. I agree. I think it's they're close. I have Shanks under Mihawk. I have Shanks under Mihawk. I think it's an extreme diff fight, no matter how you slice it. I don't care what anyone says. The fight between Mihawk versus Shanks, if they fought today, it's extreme diff. But I still have Mihawk as the stronger combatant. It's just blatantly said that he's a better fighter in Shanks' primary fighting style. A lot of people be like, oh, Shanks has another fighting style, and they never reveal it. They always want to bring up Pirate Warriors 4, which is a non-canon video game, as their justification for Shanks having another fighting style. Shanks uses his sword. Like he is a swordsman. It's not like King. It's not like King, because King threw a punch. He threw a... I'll go to it, bro. I fucking hate this debate. No shade to Mega. No shade to Mega, because like you didn't ask anything wrong. You didn't say anything wrong. It's just there's so many disingenuous people when it comes to this debate that frustrate me. I think it's 23. Maybe it's 22. 11:22. Yeah, it's 11:23. Okay, so the next chapter. Or 10:23. Sorry. So a lot of people want to bring up that King isn't a swordsman, and therefore Shanks is a swordsman, right? But the problem with that argument is that does that like, come on, man. Come on, man. Oh man, yeah, man. King says, oh, do you need a school or style in order to fight? Oh man, yeah, like this is the gotcha, guys. This is the gotcha. But he says that right after he throws a punch at Zoro's face. Like, do you understand how disingenuous this argument is? So like, unless the hockey Susano, the hockey wizardry is real, Shanks is going to use his sword, guys. He is a swordsman. All right, like it makes no sense. He has the same fighting style as Roger. Right? Like he has the same fighting style as Roger. Why is it? Why is it that when he fights Harold, when him and Gabon are fighting Harold, I'm still on this. I guess we're not getting to Jujutsu Kaisen today. We might save that for tomorrow. Let me go over here. Let me go over to the Viz. So why is it that when he's having this super high diff fight with Holy Knight Harold, where's the second fighting style, guys? Why isn't Shanks going all out here? He's using his Conqueror's Haki. Why isn't he going all out? Why is he playing around using his sword? He's not a swordsman. He's not a swordsman. Like, do you see what I mean? You see what I mean? How disingenuous this argument sounds? And that's why, like, I can't imagine Shanks being over Mihawk. I just can't. At the moment, I can't. Until Oda shows me something different, I can't put him above Mihawk, because Mihawk has to be the strongest. He has to be the strongest because of Zoro. He has to be the strongest because of Zoro. And this is to me, right? The hockey man, swordsman, non-swordsman stuff, all that dies in chapter 1033. All that to me dies in chapter 1033. All right. Whenever someone ask you about chapter 1033, like whenever someone asks you about the Shanks versus Mihawk debate, I implore people to please remember chapter 1033. It is the most significant, in my opinion, at the time of recording or at the time of streaming this video, this live stream. This is arguably the most important chapter for the entire debate, because we fucking go over to Zoro, right? Zoro is a giant Mihawk measuring stick, right? We all know it. Like no one's going to deny that Zoro is a giant Mihawk stick, right? Like whatever Zoro does, Mihawk can do. All right, like it's just the reality of the situation. A lot of people be like, oh, he has no feats. Guys, I'm sorry. Like it is a Mihawk upscale. Whether you like I don't know if you don't accept like other swordsmen's like feats as like Mihawk upscale, fine, whatever. Zoro is the embodiment of Mihawk upscale. Whatever Zoro does in the story, Mihawk can do it. Like, and if you disagree, you're wrong. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Love your videos. Hey, Ackboy. Hey, I appreciate it, dog. I appreciate it. Like on a real note, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I genuinely appreciate it. So, getting back on track, we go over here, and this right here, this one panel ends the debate. It ends the debate for me, because a lot of people like to dance around whether hockey and swordsmanship are connected or not. The reality is they are. All right. Zoro says, "How should I stabilize my hockey then? If I had to keep exuding it at this level, it'll kill me." So that shows you right there. It's like people that be like, oh, it's about skill. Like the reality is that swordsmanship is a part of sorry, I'm having a hard time speaking. I lost my train of thought for a second. Hockey and swordsmanship go hand in hand with each other. They do. Like hockey augments existing fighting styles, guys. It's just the reality of the situation. It is. Why is it that he's not focusing on how he swings his sword correctly, or or the finesse, like why is he not doing that? No, he's asking himself, how should he stabilize his hockey? All right, hockey and swordsmanship go hand in hand with each other. Zoro proceeds to use his conqueror's hockey to stabilizes his hockey. And this elevates his existing fighting style. Do you understand? Like, am I making sense? Doesn't Mihawk teach Zoro how to use hockey during the time skip? Yes, he does. And that's why the debate is stupid, because they always try, like a lot of diehard Shanks fans, I'm sorry, but a lot of diehard Shanks fans always try to separate them. But it's like Mihawk taught Zoro how to use hockey. He made that a requirement. That's the stupidest point of it. And people always want to be like, oh, well, even though Mihawk taught Zoro hockey, Mihawk isn't a conqueror. Not confirmed. Okay. I'm going to tell you like this. Garp's Vivre card before Egghead stated he wasn't a conqueror. All he had was advanced not advanced. All he had was armament and observation hockey. Sengoku's Vivre card stated before Garp that he was a conqueror. Okay? And then post Egghead, it gets updated. And then Garp's official thing changes. And then we go in to what's chapter? I think it's 596. 596, I believe it is. Maybe 598. Hold on, 596 or 598. Okay, here it is. So yeah, so here we are. We have Rayleigh, he's about to teach Luffy the basics of hockey, right? Goes in, does observation, goes in, does armament, and then boom, knocks out the elephant, and he uses his Conqueror's Haki. So we go in, and boom. This is the power to overwhelm the color of. This is the power to overwhelm the power of the Supreme King. Most people who've made a name for themselves in this world possess this power. Though you can control the color of the Supreme King, you can't train it to be stronger directly. It's the embodiment of the spirit of the user. The only way to make it stronger is for the user to grow stronger. Ladies and gentlemen, I know there's a lot of pirates in the world. I know there's a lot of revolutionaries. I know there's a lot of criminals in the world, all right? So the whole thing of saying, oh, well, you know, many people made a name for themselves in this world. Guys, we're talking about the world's strongest. We're talking about the world's strongest swordsman. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? We're talking about the strongest swordsman in the world, guys. Like, if you think that Mihawk legitimately does not have Conqueror's Haki, if you think by the time Zoro fights Mihawk and he doesn't have Conqueror's Haki, Zoro, King of Hell Zoro, with all of his powers, if you think he doesn't have it, I'm sorry. It's silly. It's silly. How can you go and be like, yeah, man, this guy's the strongest swordsman in the world, all right? And then Rayleigh's just like, yeah, man, most people who name for themselves have this power. Come on, like Zoro and Mihawk have the same goal. I'm sorry, guys. Mihawk is a conqueror. Like, so until further notice, I don't see why Shanks would be stronger than Mihawk at the moment. I just don't. I'm seeing a lot of, what are we talking about here in the chat? Maybe Mihawk is the strongest, but Oda has to explain it to make sense. I'm, no disrespect to you, Limitless. No disrespect to you, Limitless. On a serious note, I'm not like when I speak to you, I genuinely don't want you to feel like you're threatened in this chat, or you're threatened by me, or like I'm coming off as an asshole to you. Oda doesn't have to do shit because he already explained it. He already showed it. I'm sorry. He already showed it. Like, the reality is, when you use Zoro as a measuring stick, when you use Zoro as a measuring stick, when you see all of Zoro's achievements, how strong he's gotten, how he's continuing to like get stronger with his haki and stuff like that. I'm sorry. Like, it's Zoro. Even if you don't accept every other swordsman, right? If you think that's too much, if you think using every other swordsman as Mihawk upscale is incorrect, that's fine, brother. That's fine. Zoro, though, Zoro is directly Mihawk upscale. Like, that is Zoro's whole dream is to defeat Mihawk and become and steal his title of the strongest swordsman. So anything Zoro and listen, if you believe Zoro is gonna one shot Mihawk, you're crazy. Not directly to you, Limitless Pet, but just in general. If you like to anybody, if you believe Zoro is going to one shot Mihawk, you're insane. You're actually insane to me. He's not. This is going to be one of the most extreme diff fights. This fight has been built up for almost 30 years. This is going to be one of the biggest fights in the story, and I hope Oda locks in for it. But the reality is like this is the one of the peakest peaks. One of the peakest difficulty fights in the story, hands down. Like, Zoro is directly Mihawk upscale. Point blank period. He's called the strongest. He gets compared directly to Shanks. He gets compared directly to Shanks. There's really no point. Like, there's no point in Oda saying that Mihawk is a better swordsman than Shanks if that's not significant. Like, if that's just like a throwaway line. Like, that's not a throwaway line. He could have compared him to anybody. He could have compared him to anyone. He compared him directly to Shanks. Emperor Shanks. Not like Shanks from the past or back then. Like, he just flat out says Emperor Shanks. Red-haired the Emperor. Like, nah, like Mihawk is that guy. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and the thing is, I understand the criticism of saying like Oda has to do it. But the thing is, like, that's just the pacing of One Piece. That's just the pacing of One Piece. Like, this story's been going for almost 30 years. Like, it's a slow paced story. Big payoffs here and there, but it's just the reality situation. It's a slow paced story. That's not Mihawk's fault. It's not Mihawk's fault at all. Shanks hockey right now is close to or equal to Joy Boy, so like Mihawk has to be greater than that. Mihawk is top one class of his own then. Yeah. No. No. Like I said earlier, and anyone can quote me on this, I think Mihawk versus Shanks is extreme diff. I think if Mihawk versus Shanks happens right in the next chapter we see, those two are boxing for days, and and Shanks is going to push Mihawk to his limits. But I think Mihawk is walking away the winner. I think Mihawk is 100% walking away the winner. I don't think Mihawk is in a class of his own. I think that Mihawk and Shanks are neck and neck with each other. I think that's the whole point. They're called in one of the data book statements. They're called the strongest rivals. They have the same birthday. Like all these comparisons. Their past rival. Like Whitebeard. Whitebeard calls their fights legendary. They're borderline equals. I think the difference is paper thin, but that's the difference. All right, that's pretty much it on the Mihawk versus Shanks. Like, that's all I had to really speak on it. We can move on to something else. Or in fact, man, I started the stream at noon. Well, noon for my time. I've been going for almost 2 hours. Gotta leave. Honestly, I think we can figure out what to do for tomorrow. Because I'm gonna stream tomorrow, guys. I'm going to stream tomorrow. And I don't mind talking about JJK. I don't talk about One Piece. I don't mind talking about the Dragon Ball news. The Dragon Ball news is huge. Good for the Dragon Ball remake to be back. Debunk Sabo, slander Sabo. Man. We could talk about Sabo for a bit. Trust, man. Trust. So that's a significant nerf. Therefore, Mihawk should be a lot stronger, not slightly. See, overall, I think I would agree with you, Chris, if there wasn't a statement floating around. I can't directly remember where, but I know it's an official statement where it says that that Shanks retrained and gained his lost power back. So if that statement didn't exist, I'd be like, yeah, Mihawk washes Shanks. But it says that Shanks regained his power. I can probably find it later. And so that's why I think that they're more so neck and neck with each other. But no matter what, Mihawk is still the strongest. Just blatantly the strongest. Like the strongest swordsman. Emu's the strongest right now. Emu is top one right now. but no, in terms of the whole debate, Shanks is a swordsman. There's nothing that tells me that Shanks is a swordsman. And Mihawk is the strongest swordsman. Point. He's continuously stated the strongest swordsman. There's just no point. Great stream, by the way. Thank you, Marco. I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, but yeah, no, let's just carry on with the stuff because like just to go in for the stream, I want to make it clear for like my expectations moving forward, like with my streams. Like I said, I don't mind talking more about One Piece. I don't care talking about JJK. New chapter for JJK Modulo was fire. Like I'm all caught up with JJK. For those who don't know, like I know I released my Maki video a while ago, but like I did a video on Sukuna fighting the other, excuse me, the other MC antagonist, no, not the protagonist. I've seen like the other modern day shonen. I've done a video on Sukuna, and I've done a video on Gojo versus Law. Like I'm caught up with the story. So 100% like I can talk about JJK. I can talk about others. In fact, I don't even mind, like I would love to do read-throughs with you guys. I would love to do read-throughs with you guys. Um I would love to do Kagurabachi. Kagurabachi is gonna blow up, guys. If you haven't already caught up on it, like if you're not current, you need it. Kagurabachi is like Loki, like when like it's gonna be like the next JJK. I know it started off as a meme. Please read. Please read past the first chapter, guys. Like if anything, read the first story arc for yourself. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But in my opinion, Kagurabachi is gonna blow up. Once the anime gets announced, and God, hopefully it's a good studio to animate it, the story is gonna blast off. And I am definitely covering Kagurabachi on the channel when it dropped. It was actually my second video. It's a very rough video. Don't go watch it. But it was my second video I've ever made on the channel. My old videos were bad. Old videos were horrible. But yeah, like I said, I don't mind doing a read through. I don't mind doing read throughs. I don't care if you want me to read through Naruto, Bleach, any of the big three. I don't care if it's JJK. I don't care if it's Kagurabachi. I don't care if it's any of the new Blue Lock, anything. I'm down to read Kengan, Kengan Omega, Kengan Ashura, Kingdom. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm down for it. I love it. I want a One Punch Man King versus Buggy vid. I was gonna do that. Tujiro, I was gonna do that. I swear I was gonna do that. I was gonna do King versus Buggy versus Hercule from Dragon Ball Z versus fucking that one trash dude from Ebisu from Naruto. I was gonna do a 4-way deadlock for an April Fool's video. I was gonna do it. I swear to God I was. But that it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right in the moment. But I swear I was gonna do that. In a fight with the sword master from Kagurabachi versus Sukuna, who you got? We can talk about that tomorrow. I'm so down for that. That shit, man. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. I'm down. We can talk about that. Like I said, read-throughs. Also games. I do have my stream set up to where I can play games. So, like, I don't care. What you want me to play Elden Ring? You want me to do fucking Pokemon Nuzlocke? You want me to do like anything while we're just chatting it up? I'm down, guys. I'm down. I'm so Marvel Rivals. In fact, if you play Marvel Rivals, I would love to like hop on, play get the game on, and I would love to play with you guys. I'm a big fan of Marvel Rivals. If you don't like Marvel Rivals, that's cool. No shade. But like I would love to play with you guys. I'd love to have a good time with y'all. What time is tomorrow's stream? Great question. Tomorrow's stream is probably gonna be later in the evening. I work full time, so it's probably not gonna be till 7 PST. So 7 PST on my end. That's too late for you. That's fine. You can always just rewatch the VOD. And that's still helpful to me, and you're still part of this community. I don't care. Like I'm gonna just keep streaming. So, and let me be clear, I'm still making videos. It's just that, like I said earlier, this week in particular, I just don't feel like I can make a good quality video for you guys, my audience. But I will be back on it next week. This is streaming every day this week. Is kind of just a means of fulfilling my I feel like it fulfills my my quota, if that makes sense. I feel like that's kind of like a good compromise. Like, if I can't stream, then if I can't make a good video, then I'll stream, and maybe I'll just stream every month for the tail end of the month. Maybe I'll do that. But yeah, man. Pirate Warriors 1, Luffy versus Canon Luffy. I'm gonna be real. I never played it. A healthy Itachi beats Sabo, and water is wet, my brother. And water is wet. Game Crocodile's top 10 with the Kashibo take. Mr. Tellman. What was the Kashibo take? What is your thoughts on Kashibo versus Hikari, and who is actually stronger? Since people still debate it to the day, we can talk about it. We can talk about it because I wanted to talk about. How about this for tomorrow? I really wanted to break down Maki versus the Zenin clan, since it just like happened. So we could talk about it. I'll make a list right now. Make a list right now of topics. So I got Maki versus the Zenin clan. Talk about Soga versus Sukuna from Kagurabashi versus JJK. Talk about Hikari versus Kashibo. And just other topics that pop up. We talked about a bunch of things that I was expecting today. So like, no matter what, we'll talk about stuff together, guys. I think overall, like I said, I'm gonna make games. I'm gonna do gaming content too, just to like, it's just, I just think it's fun. I think it's a good way to chat with everybody. And then if you're, like I said, if you're interested in becoming a member of the channel to support me, I greatly appreciate it. It's only $1. I got no other tiers. I got no other, not another anything. The special exception with my membership that I should have stated in the very beginning. That's on me. That's my first stream. The special thing with my membership is that all my members will have the ability to commission a video. So if you want me to make a video talking about a topic that you want, then you can commission me, and I will set the prices. And I think they're fair prices. Nothing's gonna be like above $50. Nothing will be above $50. I know some people be charging freaking hundreds of dollars to make a video. And listen, times are hard. Times are hard for everybody. I'm not charging anybody like hundreds of dollars to make like a 10 or 15 minute video. Like, I don't care. That to me is insane. If you want to donate that money, like if you just vibe with me, I still don't recommend it. I mean, like, you can do what you want. I just don't want anyone breaking the bank over me. But yeah, like, I'm gonna have my members be able to commission videos, and before I accept anything, I'm gonna like make it clear whether or not I can do the video, so then you can keep your money, and then like we can like not waste each other's time. Like, I think that's a fair take. I think that's fair overall. Can Krellin kill Saitama? Fuck it, put it on the list. Polar Pirate Warriors 1, Luffy defeated Akainu. Disgusting. If that's true, I've never played the Pirate Warrior games. If Pirate Warrior 1, Luffy beat Akainu, absolutely atrocious. Atrocious go. Sorry. Goat. Tamagoat? Tamago? I think that's how you pronounce it right correctly. That is disgusting. The Pirate Warriors 1 Luffy is that this nigga sounds actually disgusting. But yeah, like I said, if you're interested in being able to commission like your own videos, go for it. And I'll set a date, and I will make it I'll make it a priority to get that video out for you, and I'll make it to the best quality I can possibly do. And yeah, that's the special perk for all my membership. I'm not gonna put any tiers or say like, oh, someone, you know, you're I don't know. And this isn't any shade to anyone else who does. It's just my like, in my opinion, like I said, times are tough. You don't want to be a member. You can always donate. That's completely fine, but don't break the bank over me. Don't five. You send me $1. You send me $5. Hey, I fucking love you, but please don't be breaking the bank over me. All right, but I think that is about it. Like I said, it will be later in the evening. So for tomorrow and for the rest of the week, it won't be this time because I do work full time. So just to let everybody know, feel free to come down. And if you can't watch, if you can't be here live, feel free to just check out the VODs, and everything will be public. Everything will be up. Like I said, I don't mind read-throughs. I don't mind gameplay. I don't mind like discussions. We can even set schedules and dates for all that. Like that's completely fine. Just let me know. And yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it for everything. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. And yeah, this is it. This was a great stream. Everyone, please be safe. Have a good day. And to all my East Coast people, if you're being affected by that storm, hey, please be safe. Please, please, please be safe. You know, I keep hearing from more people that it's been crazy. So please, everyone, be safe on that. If you're being affected by the big storm. All right, y'all. I'm out. Later.